Ladies and gentlemen, last night's community decision to suspend VSO Brandon Cannon was disgraceful both to Brandon and to the veterans and citizens who showed up to support him. I want to be clear, the committee's conduct was disrespectful, unfair, and harmful. It's especially troubling because veterans' benefits aren't abstract. They're money, stability, and survival for people who served. This is a matter of honor and accountability, not politics. Brandon Cannon stepped forward to serve the veterans of Marshall County, and the community had every reason to expect fair treatment. Instead, the process turned into something else, a spectacle that treated veterans like they were an inconvenience. The committee demonstrated disregard for the veterans who rely on that office, the citizens who came to speak up for Brandon and the mission he represents, the simple expectation that public decisions should be based on truth, fairness, and full transparency. I want to address the core issue. Veteran benefits are time sensitive and delays can cause serious harm. When a suspension happens, even temporarily, it creates disruption. It interrupts continuity, slows guidance, and can stall or complicate claims, recertifications, and benefit processes. For many veterans and families, that delay doesn't mean wait a little. It can mean lost or delayed payments, missed deadlines tied to eligibility or documentation, benefits reduced, denied, or taken longer to be reinstated, administrative burdens placed on veterans who already carry heavy responsibilities. Brandon and the veterans of Marshall County were not asking for special treatment. They were asking for competent, stable service. What happened last night undermines that stability. One veteran doesn't speak out for all veterans. Let's talk about the composition of this committee because that matters. The committee has one veteran, Dean Delk, and he's not running for another term. That means going forward, there's not enough veteran representation at the decision-making table. A committee that affects veterans' affairs and service and access to benefits cannot reasonably operate without meaningful veteran leadership who will remain accountable beyond a single term. If the committee truly wants to protect veterans, veteran representation wouldn't be a token, temporary presence. It would be permanent, qualified, and central. Another serious concern, the lack of direct understanding. 18 commissioners, 17 have not even visited Brandon Cannon's office to see the conditions he's described, specifically that the office is understaffed. You cannot credibly claim that you understand what's happening in the Veteran Service Office if you've never stepped inside it, never speak to the staff, and never observe the workflow that the veterans experience. Oversight should include first-hand information, not assumptions. The committee didn't just fail to understand the office, they acted as if the office and the veterans didn't matter enough to investigate properly. The committee also demanded documentation, and that is where the behavior becomes even more troubling. The committee asked for documentation and then later claimed they did not receive it, despite the fact that Brandon had provided what was requested. That isn't oversight. That's a broken process. It turns evidence into a moving target, and it places veterans in the position of being accused without a fair resolution. If documentation was provided and still disregarded, that is unacceptable. If documentation was not received, then the committee should be transparent about what went wrong. Either way, the end result should not be punishment of a veteran advocate without a trustworthy accountability and accounting. Then there's the worst part. The committee spreading rumors that Brandon and his supporters are liars. That is not how you treat people who are defending veterans. Rumors replace facts. Name-calling replaces accountability. And when the committee uses that kind of messaging, it poisons the public record and undermines the trust veterans place in local institutions. Brandon wasn't suspended because veterans had no questions. He was suspended after the committee created an atmosphere of disrespect, making it easier to dismiss the people who showed up to stand behind him. My position is simple and unwavering. I stand for fair process, truth over rumors, real oversight, instead of performative hearings, protection of veterans' benefits from delays and disruption, respect for veterans and the citizens who advocate for them, Last night's decision was disgraceful towards Brandon, and it failed the veterans who deserve better. The committee should answer for its conduct, and the veterans should not be made to pay the price for the administrative failures, misrepresentation, or political games. Brandon Cannon has done the work. The veterans showed up, and the committee's actions last night did not match the seriousness of what is at stake. Veterans benefits and the service access can't be treated as a debate club or a political target. I will continue standing with Brandon and the veterans of Marshall County because veterans earned more than this, and they deserve better going forward. I stand with we the people. God bless our veterans, God bless you, God bless Tennessee, and God bless America.